Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Florine. In this video I want to show you how easy it is to replace the Galaxy S5 screen. I know it's quite a bit old phone, but the most important on this video, it will be just the technique, how you use the plastic cards to remove any LCDs on Samsung specifically. So this video is actually a different kind of repair. Is a dead board which I'm gonna refurb the Power Manager IC chip. Actually this video is more about how to repair a dead board. In my case this is a dead board, but I'm gonna give you another description. I'm gonna give you another link in the description to check the other video which I'm gonna repair just the dead chip, which is the Power Manager IC just for the display. So as you saw before, I had a machine which I use it like as a heat plate. I'm using it 100 degree. Then I take my guitar picks, which are really hard to find, but thanks to someone from my YouTube subscribers, he sent me a quite good link, so I bought them again. Anyway, as you can see, I'm using some specific cards, plastic cards. I'm gonna make a break into this video, and I'm gonna explain where you can get these cards, because this card actually I got it from China, but you can find it anywhere. You can find it in shops where they sell clothes or stuff like that. Primark here in UK, for example, Forever 21, you can get these cards. But as you can see, S5, as many other phones, they use the technique with an LCD adhesive, which is double tape. All you need to do is just cut the tape, and that's it. The LCD is safe and you can remove it easily. So I'm trying to zoom a bit in. The most important part with S5 is the flex. Where is the digitizer flex? As you can see, these cards are quite similar. I found one with my wife. It's quite funny. Went with her for shopping, and she just showed me these cards, which she knows I'm using all the time. Exactly similar. As you can see, Forever 21. Every single cloth you buy from them has, I think, at least 3 cards like these. At least 3 cards. So definitely I put her to buy more stuff from there, which is the cheapest one, like socks or stuff like that, just to get more cards. And I actually asked a lady in there if she has some spares or if she can help me with some, and she quite gave me a lot, as you can see here. So definitely these are very good. You see, they are really hard. They don't bend so easy. Very important when you remove the LCDs, battery back covers, just put a bit spray, overheat the board a bit, the LCD, they will work just fine. Because the special cards which I'm using at work, at the moment I can't buy them from China, so definitely as an engineer you every time have to have a back cover, like a backup for everything. So as you can see, very easy to find these cards. They are just a bit smaller, but they will be just fine for you to rip the tape off. Make sure you don't cut the flex off, because if you cut it off, it will be really expensive to get it fixed. It might be in country where you're from, might be you're not gonna be able to fix it, but here in UK there's plenty of companies who just resolder a new flex for you. But anyway, the service is quite expensive, so it's more important to don't rush into it. Just take it step by step. I'm using a spudger, like a metal spudger, like a simple tool, just to take off the connector first, and then it's quite easy. If you use a bit spray or contact spray like a Falcon 35, also the home keys will just come off really easy with no problems. So that's quite all. As I said before, this board is just dead. I'm gonna fix it into the next video. So I'm getting a tester. Let's see if the digitizer still works, because the thing is with these LCDs, if you just a bit you cut off the tape, that's it. The actual screen might work, but you have to make sure that the digitizer works fine. Okay, so unfortunately I didn't test it. Anyway, So in this video I'm gonna replace only the bezel, which is easy, and the LCD. The bezel, as you can see, just remove the screws. I think there are like 12 screws. Make sure you don't lose them, because they're quite strong screws, so they push the mid frame back into the bezel, so the screen will fit proper after. You'll create the perfect gap in between. So easy. Very important, after you remove the old bezel, make sure everything is clean in there, and also do not forget about the two aerial cables in there, because sometimes when you remove the mid frame they just get disconnected. So definitely, if you close the phone and you haven't checked the signal before, you need to reopen all the phone, which will be a really hard job if you seal it back with some silicone glue or stuff like that. So just make sure everything works before you close the LCD. Make sure you've done the test, you've tested proper, and there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, this is a new bezel, very easy. Before I'm gonna remove everything, I need to make sure that the lens, they got no dust in there. So also the speaker, it will work proper. Nothing wrong with the new bezel. Sometimes if you buy the bezels from the frames from Chinese suppliers, you'll find out that the speaker doesn't work. You'll find out that the jack port doesn't work, or the volume button or stuff like that. Every time, sometimes I prefer to just change it, to swap the speakers in between the old one with the new one, because the genuine speaker from Samsung, it's genuine. It sounds way more better than the copy ones which they came with. So the genuine speaker, it's actually a 3L, it says in there, so you can spot it very easily if it's a genuine one or not. Push back the mid frame, reconnect all the screws, but before you reconnect the screws, I would suggest you to make a test, which is much better. So I think on this part I'm gonna make a full test. Yep. I had to change the earpiece mesh, the metallic support in there, because it was white, but for this phone it will be black. If you use a white LCD, it's definitely white, but otherwise it has to be black. This is how they design it. So yeah, the digitizer works fine. Let's make a test. And these are the volume test, the button test. But the most important is touch test, before you want to close the LCD. Touch and signal. Sensor works fine. So as you can see, everything is fine. The charging port as well. So now, before I'm gonna put the LCD back, I'm gonna use this contact spray just to clean the surface, so I'll make sure there's no glue left in there or all the residue from the old adhesive. This is a very good double tape to use. You can find it on eBay. Just type like a phone repair double tape and it will come off something with red tape, something like that. It's like 50 meters, I think, is no more than £4. But it comes in handy really. It's really useful to put back the LCDs and also for putting back the batteries on HTCs or quite older phones which has the battery inside. As well for iPhones it works really good. This is a very thin tape. It's not gonna change the distance in between the LCD and the mid frame. It will just fit proper. I don't really use it that much anymore because I can't find any more of a thin tape. Which they produce now in China is just a bit thicker, so sometimes if you put for Xperia, for example, for Sony Xperia, it'll just push back into the LCD, which is not good. It will show you like a pressure mark in there. So sometimes I recommend it to use it, but sometimes it's better not to use it. I just put the B7000 glue. It's like a silicone glue. I'm gonna show you in a few seconds. Okay, in this part, as you can see, I'm cutting off a bit tape from the LCD adhesive. I'm gonna put there where is the home button, because with these mid frames, I mean not the mid frames, with these frames which I had from China, they're a bit different, so they got more distance in between the mid frame and the LCD, and the power button, the home button, actually when you push it in, it's just stuck in there. It doesn't come back on because it's too much space, too much gap in between. So that's why I'm putting actually it's not too much space, it's lesser space. That's why I'm putting to increase the space. But with the new ones which I have, I don't use it anymore. So the most difficult part is just to remove the old tape from the Samsung LCD. If it's a genuine LCD, genuine tape in there, definitely will take you a lot of time, at least 10 minutes. If it's not a genuine LCD, there's a lot of problems with this kind of techniques, because when you remove the tape, the paint will definitely come off. But in order to remove it safely, I will suggest you to hit the LCD for about 5 seconds over the plate for 100 degrees, so it will work better then. As I said, this was a Power Manager IC repair chip. It was a dead phone, but you might see it in my next videos. Quite easy repair. In this job, everything is easy if you know where to look at. You know, not necessarily you need the schematics or the board to check. It's mostly common sense. If the audio doesn't work, you look to your speaker filters, low frequency filters, and then the last one you look at the chip which will amplify the sound. So if anything from this doesn't change the situation, definitely you change the chip then. So I'm putting back a new tape. Quite easy job. To align it takes more time, but the technique is quite easy. You start with the right bottom corner. If you align just that corner, everything will align proper back. You see, I'm using this pry tool, the plastic pry tool, just to push it back on the LCD. so it makes a proper contact. Very easy, nothing complicated. Make sure the tape is not getting out the glass, because it will stuck be outside then between the frame and the LCD. Now what you have to do is just remove the tape, the protection tape. So after you remove the tape, everything is clean, the mid-frame is okay. I'm gonna use a big glue. This glue is quite useful when you do LCDs, when you do replacement LCDs or battery or HTCs, Xperias, because in those kind of repairs you can't put actually a tape in between the LCD and the mid-frame. So what you want to do is just use this glue, because this glue, it dries really fast in like 3 minutes if you keep the screen under pressure. 3 to maximum 5 minutes it will dry out, so it's quite really fast. But in the same time, if you heat it up for 100-degree back, it will melt down, so you can remove the LCD if you want to. The only thing in this repair, if you want to remove the LCD after you apply the glue, is you need to replace also the copper back adhesive from the LCD, because that one, it will get damaged when you remove the LCD. So anyway, if you use this technique, it is 100% that the LCD won't come off, like never. But if you use only the tape, which is a copy tape, it will definitely come off, and the customer will come definitely to you back with the screen lifted. Actually, where I work, I start repairing only these phones. We did like, I don't know, maybe 3,000-4,000 pieces I did. And the thing is, the first 100 pieces I done, it was without this glue. So I kept told my managers, you need to use this glue in order to solve this problem, because all the phones, they just come back. Half of them the screen was lifting, because the tape we used to use for the repair was like a really bad quality. It wasn't even genuine, because in order to get genuine parts, you definitely need to go for Samsung, not to China. So, and after a while, we just find out it's like £4 each genuine tape from Samsung, and you also need to use like a special machine, like a special pressing machine to put it back. So important in this phase is to remove the glue. If any glue is leaking a bit outside, just clean it now as soon as possible, because after it's dry, you need to use your tweezers to take it off, and it might damage the glass, or it might leave it with some scratches on top, which won't be nice. Except in that, it's quite easy. As you can see, it's not difficult, but make sure you do it proper, so you won't have problem afterwards. After everything is done, after you cleaned everything, you can put some sort of protection in there, like sellotape, something which is not that much adhesive in there. I've got like you see this foil. To be honest, I don't know where it comes from. We just have it there. I know it's from China, from somewhere. Anyone who knows, I think it's just protection tape. It's called, or something like that, transparent protection tape. If anyone knows, or you have it like a supplier, just let me know please in a comment below. I want to get like at least few hundred meters for myself. So, that was it, guys. As you've seen, it was quite easy, nothing complicated. Make sure you do it step by step, don't rush into it, and everything will work just fine. This job is like, to be honest, it's a really easy job. There's nothing complicated, it's just a few steps to follow and everything will work out for you. Okay, these clamps, I've got them from Wilko. As you can see, it's a Wilko store, but actually these are for carpenter jobs. but the most important, these ones have as you see, a rubber in between the clamps, so it wouldn't affect my LCD. Don't press it too much, it will damage the screen, definitely will crack it. You can use any sorts of clamp as long as they have a rubber in between. So leave it like that for 20 minutes, it will be really good. So that's it guys. If you liked it, please subscribe, and I'll post more videos about it. Bye bye.